All right, welcome. We're doing an impromptu Facebook Live energy clearing with money blocks as Lotus is advising me with the current astrological alignment and with feedback from a lot of people, a lot of you that we work with and know. There's some key things that are being dialed in, and the great opportunity when there are certain astral alignments that we've noticed as we've been working with our groups is that it brings up a lot of stuff to the surface, and that's how you can clear things easier, right? The whole ability to clear energy blocks, and what would that really mean? You know, maybe you have an irrational fear that's just uncontrollable, sadness, depression, anxiety, and so forth. The easiest way to get the most profound clearing where things never come back again and have the most profound shifts is when you have them keyed in so deeply and you do a process to clear it on the spot. It accesses a deep dimension in your timeline of what it's all associated with, and it's the best way to go. And so when there are specific astrological alignments, which Lotus is incredibly proficient at, when we work with these things, it's really beneficial. And so she kind of dragged me on here because this is an important time. So Lotus, would you maybe want to share why am I here on this call with you right now?
Hi, everyone, and hope you're doing great out there. So I have been doing astrology for over 20 years, and I looked at the astrological lineup for this coming full moon, which is happening on Thursday, May 23rd at 6:53 a.m. And I went, oh my God, wow, stop the presses. There are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you look to the left, top screen left, there are literally 4 planets in Taurus here at the full moon. And Taurus.
So the top left. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and this is like hieroglyphics to me. I mean, I know maybe a couple of these signs, but this is
exactly.
So you're looking at the top.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to use my hand. Exactly. So top left. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk through this chart so I can give you a basic understanding of what we're looking at here. So let's go ahead and divide this chart in half. So do you see that middle line there in the center?
Right.
That is what we call the horizon line. And what I found is that most people actually have no idea what the chart is actually showing us. And what the chart is actually showing us, that middle line, is, and this is the chart for the full moon on May 23rd, that middle line is the horizon line. So imagine it's 6:53 a.m. on May 23rd. It's at the time of the full moon. Imagine that middle line is the earth. It's the ground that we stand on. It's the horizon line. Yep. And so all the planets above that horizon line represent everything that's going to be up in the sky, all the planets that will be up in the sky on that day.
Yep. So I see the sun just above the horizon on the left side, and we can see it's going to be at 6:53 a.m., which is shortly after sunrise. So that's where the sun will be, and then all these other planets above the horizon are basically going to be overhead during that time.
Right. So what does that mean? What does it mean if a planet is overhead versus under the horizon line? So every planet that's going to show up above the horizon line, that means it's going to be more externally expressive. It's going to be more outgoing. It's going to be more amplified. It's going to be more yang, right? More active. Whereas everything underneath that horizon line is going to be more yin, sort of unconscious, below our conscious awareness, subconscious even, more hidden, more quiet, more yin. And so if you want to just basically begin to understand what a chart is showing us, the top half shows us external active yang energy and what planets are in that energy. Yeah. And everything underneath shows what is passive, quiet, internal. It's sort of the energy that we're in when we don't really want to go out. We just want to stay home and sort of stay comfortable and quiet. And as you can see, Most of the main planets, Sun, Venus, the billionaire planet, Jupiter, the millionaire planet, Uranus, the planet of change, and Mercury, the planet of communication, all are above that horizon line. Okay. And so it's a very active energy, whereas the moon that day will be underground. And so in a couple minutes, I can go deeper into what all of this means. But the important thing to know is that when there's so many planets above that horizon line, we're going to feel it. We're going to feel inspired. We're going to feel energized. We're going to feel like taking action. And so the signs that they're in, Sun, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus, that's 4 planets, all in Taurus. And Taurus is known as the billionaire sign. It's all about money. It's all about physical manifestation. It's all about material wealth. Okay. And so that's why, and it's a full moon. And so that's why I contacted you, Michael. I was like, Michael, we have to do a call, because not only are all these planets in the sign of wealth, but what happens at a full moon is amazingly powerful. Right. And I know you were talking about clearing and the importance of energy and how, things get activated and we need to clear those things. Well, what happens at a full moon is anything in our subconscious mind is going to be ultimate. It's going to be actively activated. It's going to be drawn up, as it were, by the power of the magnetism of the moon.
Right. So our own lunacy usually becomes a little bit more activated during those times.
Exactly.
And the reason why I brought Lotus on is because I've seen her give readings to, I don't know, maybe over 100 people, and it's always been so freaking spot on. And if it's not spot on, it's because they messed up their birth time or something, and then they fix it and they're like, oh my God, it's so perfect, right?
Right.
And so it's always so spot on. And we've done these calls before. We brought up specific things and we do clearings, and then people actually get results. And I've gotten the emails like, I finally I got my soulmate when we work on relationships or something, or we've had Nick 10x his income, or other people make multiple thousands of dollars after going through some of these clearings. And so when we combine what we can just do normally with what's being activated with everybody, it's really profound.
It is.
So we got the full moon coming up. So the full moon is on the 23rd in the morning. And so would it be, so if you were to do a clearing, would you do it like 20, because I don't think anyone's going to show up at 6 a.m. I mean, I don't really want to do a call at 6 a.m. Is it better to do it afterwards or before this?
Okay. So to answer that question, let me give everyone a little bit of an explanation of how the moon's energy works, right? So it's cyclical, right? So we start off, it starts out at the new moon time, and that's when we can't see the moon at all. And then now it goes in an arc, and the energy goes up and up and up and up. And so it's going to be the most amplified, right, of course, at that full moon moment. Now, if we had a peak, right, if we had a graph of that upward chart, right, and that's the moon going upwards, we're going to want it, the best time to do a clearing is going to be right before we reach the peak, because the energy is going to be rising and rising and rising. And so what do I mean by that? Okay. Is it right if I give a brief explanation about how the moon affects our bodies on a physiological level?
Right. We know that the moon affects the tides, affects water, affects blood flow, it affects hospital visits and surgery results. And I've even gone outside with a laser temperature reader and measured a wall, and there's a shadow on the wall, and there's the moonlight on the wall. And I've measured that the moonlight was something like 7 or 8 degrees colder than the shadow.
Right.
Meaning that the moonlight is cooling things down more so than the shadow is. Or it's just cooling things down. Which is like, there's something going on with the moon that is, I think, is beyond what a lot of us understand. So what do you know that happens to us when there's a full moon?
Yeah, so it's been such an interesting journey to learn about this. But it really relates back to plants and farmers. And for thousands of years, how farmers have used the moon cycles to sow their seeds and to harvest their plants. And so as I've been studying this and studying astrology, I've got really interested in how this all works. And so what I've learned is that, the moon creates the tides. We know that. We've been at the ocean, we've stood at the sand, we felt the water pulling on our feet. But what it also affects is all water. So the water in the ground, like groundwater, it affects the water in our bodies. It affects, all water is affected by the cycle of the moon. And so I thought, okay, well, how does it affect, right, our bodies? How does it affect plants? And so if we look at the cycle of the moon from new moon to full, right, at the new moon time, the water on the earth, because of the moon, gets pulled down into the root system. And that's why a lot of people tend to be more introspective. They tend to be more quiet. They tend to be more internal because the moon literally gravitationally pulls water down into the root system of plants. And so that's why farmers plant root vegetables at the new moon time, right? Yeah. Then as the moon gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it begins to literally pull the water in a plant, in our bodies, slowly up into the very peak at the full moon time, which in a plant would be the fruit or the blossom. And so that's why for thousands of years, farmers have harvested their crops at the full moon time. And so what does that mean for our bodies? Is it means that the water in our bodies, how much are we water? Like 80, 90%? Like we're mainly water. It pulls the water in our bodies literally up to the surface of the skin. And so that's why people talk about being more sensitive, being more irritable. I worked for a doctor for a number of years, and she said, I don't want to go to work at the full moon time. It's crazy. The patients turn into night, it's like bedlam.
Yeah. Well, that's good for us because if your case, your issues, your challenges, your blocks come up, man, it's so much easier to clear them. Holy frig. And otherwise, when I'm working with individuals, I have to try to key them in and put them in the space of think about the last time it happened and what did you see, hear, feel, touch, and smell, and all these things. But when it's activated, it's like I don't even have to get them dialed in. They're already there. We do the clearing. Bam. Oh my God, I feel tingles. I feel sensations. I'm yawning and burping and having releases. I feel so much better and lighter. So it's really key to do it when you feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that full moon is going to be bringing everyone's stuff up.
Yeah. so how does so you talk about how water brings up the moon brings up the water. So what does that have to do with emotions?
Right.
I would imagine, emotions are like a fluid, right?
Yeah.
But not so much. It's an energy.
Yeah.
Maybe like a vapor. Actually, it does kind of look like a vapor, actually.
There's an example I've given before to kind of explain this. So, imagine for a minute you have a cup with tea leaves in it, okay? And it's an empty cup. The tea leaves are down at the bottom, okay? And let's imagine those tea leaves are all of our undigested emotions, feelings, memories, traumas, things we've gone through, unresolved issues, things we've just kind of let sit down in the bottom of that cup.
There's hundreds and thousands, if not multiples more. Yeah.
All the blocks just sitting down there. We can't see them though because they're at the bottom of the cup. We're like, we're cool, right? We're cool.
We think so, yeah.
Well, exactly. The illumination of the moon and its magnetism acts like water and pours into that cup. And then all of a sudden, all that water in our body, which was buried deeper within us, where all that unresolved stuff was, gets literally pulled up to the surface of our beingness. And so all of a sudden, our awareness level goes through the roof. We start feeling and emoting unresolved emotions. Traumas start coming up. We don't know what's happening most of the time. But that is literally what happens every full moon. That's why people are howling at the moon. I mean, it is like a literal force of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunacy, lunar cycle, it's highly associated. I mean, there's no question about that.
It's real.
Okay. Well, that's so we have the full moon. So that's one thing. Okay,
Right.
we get crazy during the full moon. Okay, great. Let me get a session or be on your call for full moons. That's great. But why money?
Yeah. Right.
Why?
So, I've been doing astrology for 20 plus years, right? And I've studied Vedic astrology, sidereal, you name it. And in Vedic astrology, the planet Venus is known as the billionaire planet. It represents the divine feminine energy, which I think relates to the creative power of the universe, the ability to birth life,
And where
right?
is
The
that on
power
this
of
chart here?
creation.
So
Yeah. So
can we?
so you're gonna go to the
I can't put a
far left.
pointer on this.
Yeah, we need a little, so I have to do opposite. So
Where's the laser pointer when you need it to go on the screen?
far left, yeah, we need a little laser pointer, right? So far left, so you're gonna go to the horizon line on the far left, and then right
Okay.
above it, you're gonna see the sun,
Yeah.
Venus,
Yeah.
and Jupiter.
Okay. The number 4 is like a Jupiter, the yellow.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what's really interesting is that the billionaire planet Venus and Jupiter, the millionaire planet, are literally conjunct right now. They are like we're in this magical pocket for this entire week of Jupiter, the millionaire planet, which represents wealth and abundance, and Venus, the billionaire planet, together with the sun illuminating both of them. Okay. And so this is one of the most
Opposite
amplified,
of the moon.
which at the full moon, it isn't there yet, but it's building into this polarity,
It will be.
yes, of moon opposing all of this money planet energy,
Hmm.
coming into this tension, this polarity, and moon will be in Scorpio. And if anyone comment below if you know about Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is intense, is one word. Another word for Scorpio energy is transformation. Another word is shaman. It Scorpio is the quintessential energy of the subconscious, hidden, secret, underground arena of life. It's where everything is buried, and it's also the energy of the person who likes to uncover it. It likes to be revealed. And so when the full moon enters into Scorpio, you better bet that things that have been buried in the subconscious, repressed, lied about, hidden secrets will literally come to the surface because the moon is so big and bright, and then the sun is shining on it as well, that the illumination is huge, absolutely huge.
Didn't you
So,
say that there was a similar situation in the past with similar alignments, and that you said that not only is this affecting us all personally, but it's also like a global impact.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
there is some major shifts along those lines that just happened
Yes.
recently after you were talking about this.
Yes, always. It always, Michael. I look at the chart, I read it, I'm contemplating it, I watch the headlines, and always there's something out in the world that backs up exactly what I've just uncovered. And with Moon and Scorpio conjunct this asteroid Lilith here, and Lilith, if you are familiar with the Bible, relates to the first wife of Adam, who I guess Adam asked her to do something, and she was like, heck no, I'm out of here. And she just left. Okay, and that's how Eve got created, because his first wife turned out to be very strong in her point of view and refused to go along with what she was asked. So Lilith represents this energy of strength of will, kind of like Scorpio's revealing what's hidden, and then Lilith being right there with her saying, yeah, this thing got revealed, and I'm gonna act on it. I'm gonna stand up for myself. There's a real self-righteous energy around the moon, around that truth revelation. And then it's opposing all of this beautiful, luscious wealth energy. What is Taurus? Taurus is all the good things of the earth. It's money. It's a beautiful car. It's delicious food. It's all the five senses. Taurus really represents the embodiment of pleasure on earth, right? How we enjoy our physical experience in the body. And so this could be, attention for pulling up and out any of the deep subconscious blocks we have around our relationship to wealth, our relationship to money, our relationship to value itself, like valuing ourselves, right? Which is really core when it comes to wealth in the physical material plane.
So worthiness is really important. I mean, this is something that's, just automatic when we're doing clearings for money. But the fact that it's going to be on the surface for any individual. So I'm not sure if there's anybody watching live or we're just going to watch this after this is recorded. And maybe this might be a little bit of a sensitive area to talk about, but have you noticed, if you're watching, have you noticed anything that Lotus is talking about? If you start to reflect on your own life, are you noticing any of these things? Maybe you feel it a lot already, but maybe you feel it more in the recent times, and maybe it'll hit its peak in the next couple of days.
Yeah. I can share personally a little bit of what I've been noticing in my own life with this Taurus energy coming in strong, is really looking into like my physical things, like my stuff, right? Like my beautiful objects. How do I store things? Like getting really grounded with the physical environment, and then also really assessing and tuning into myself about what are my values of myself? Like, how do I value myself when I go out into the world? Instead of looking for external validation, what is my internal value system? How well do I value who I am without any external validation? And so Taurus.
Taurus. Right. Yep.
Taurus is so much about value. It's about physical, tangible, touchable value. People with a lot of Taurus tend to be the salt of the earth people. They tend to be successful on the material realm. They have good jobs. They have job security. They're very security conscious. They're very good at building wealth, right? That slow, steady, meticulous, step by step, watering the garden, watering the seed, putting in the manure, building themselves up slow and steady over time.
So we do have a comment. April was saying, Maria was just saying she's experiencing some vertigo right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that can be very common with the full moon, because it's literally shifting the hydration in our bodies, right? So extra need for, calcium, magnesium, potassium, those basic minerals, right? Electrolytes goes up with the full moon energies. As well as the fact that we've had super increased solar flare activity for the last 2 weeks, to the point that we have had northern lights. My guess would be that this full moon will be extra amplifying with that level of increased solar radiation, because the moon.
There's some controversy on that. I'm not sure what the answer is, but.
Right. There definitely is, but the moon does amplify that solar light, right? So the bigger the moon is, the more it's amplifying solar radiation. Whatever level of radiation is here is probably higher than normal. Right. So things like grounding, especially with so many planets in an earth sign, right? Like barefoot, earthing, going out into nature. As you can see, I'm literally out in the forest near a creek and a river. And I found when the full moon energy gets really heightened like it is now, that allows me to disperse some of the intensity and ground when it can feel like vertigo, like April, you're saying, like literally like vertigo.
Okay. Well, these are all topics that we could spend a lot of time on clearing each individual one. And so I always love demonstrating this stuff, because it's always phenomenal and the results are so fast, and I can just pick someone randomly online and have them feel it, have them experience it. I'm not sure how many views this is getting right now as we just go live randomly without any notifications or anything, or any posts beforehand.
That's right. But I told Michael we had to do it. So he doesn't normally do short notice things, but I said, this is so powerful. It's going to affect so many people. It's such an opportunity for healing on such a deep level, if we but know that this time is happening.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so much to go through as far as like what can be done to clear money blocks, you know, and I know this works is because I've seen it work so many times. Like our friend Nick, he watched the recording of a money blocks clearing call, and he's saying, I'm gifted, which I'm just obsessed really and have a need to go through this just like we all do. And he ended up saying, my business went from $1,300 to $13,000 a month in 6 weeks. And it wasn't just for him, but it was for him and his family. Right? And that was really fast. And he didn't he didn't work with me a lot. You know, it was just, he just came he watched the recording and followed along to other people getting specific custom clearings that everyone gets. We have Minda, who came to our free workshop. Afterwards, she went and she won over $3,000. And this, I'm not sure if this is even legible if you're watching this on your phone vertically, but
what's it say, Michael?
Caroline, she's an artist. She wasn't making many sales, and within 48 hours, she generated $4,000 selling her artwork. Right?
Wow.
And that's maybe a more challenging business to be in. But whatever it is, this stuff works, man, and it's crazy. It's amazing. So, you know, when Lotus says that there's something going on astrologically, it's always spot on. Like it's kind of spooky crazy. So because this is like a fast-paced thing, and she's saying we got to do this, so we're going to do this tomorrow. I haven't even emailed my list or anything. She's just like, oh, we got to get on tonight. And my computer's been acting up. I finally figured out why it was going so slow. I had to turn the fans on. I don't know. Gaming computers, you got to turn the fans on. I don't know. But so tomorrow, May 22nd, 6 p.m., we're going to get on there, and you can join for free.
Right.
If you'd like to join us, please put a link in the description. I haven't even created these web pages yet or a Zoom event. And so as soon as this is done, likely tonight, I will respond to your comment and give you the sign-up link. And if you're available, even if you're not available, you're going to want to get the replay.
Right.
And I'm so surprised because I'm usually on the call. I'm reading the energy of everybody. I'm giving everyone specific directives, and we're clearing specific things. But then people watch the recordings like Nick did, and it freaking works. I'm like, how is that possible? I don't know. The quantum field, or we're all connected, or tuning into energy and oneness is, you know, kind of working from that place. It just works. And so take advantage of this, because this is real. And if you're having any kind of issues with money, or you want to increase your cash flow, this is so crucial. You know, any and every time I've done well making money, sure, there's techniques to be done. You know, there's a business you're in, and you have a certain skill set, or you have something of value that you're sharing or you're selling and so forth. But it's really, you could say it's a vibration, or it's a state of mind. You know, it's like if you're not there consciously and subconsciously, you won't even see the opportunity straight in front of your face. You won't even get the idea that's sitting in your head. You know, it's like the same level of intelligence can't solve the problem it was created at. You know, it's like you have to go beyond where you're at, and the energy clearing does that. Unless you've seen this happen multiple times, you're always on these calls and joining in and participating and doing the clearings with us too. You know,
I'm blown away. Yeah, I'm blown away. That's why I contacted you, because, you know, I have been doing astrology for for years now, and you've been watching me be so accurate with my diagnoses and pinpointing things with it. And then I've gone to your calls and I've been blown away by the success stories and just my own experience of walking away feeling like I just got shifted. Like things just moved. Like every time I do a session with you or I go to a call, my life shifts in a powerful way. And it's something about these calls with all the people super amplify the clearing energy to
it does. There's definitely a difference. You know, I do a lot of one-on-ones, I mean, all the time. But when we hop on the live calls, it's almost like an accelerated rate of clearing.
God.
There's a mastermind that's created. Everyone's tuned in together. Everyone's doing the exercises at the same time. And it's very profound. So you definitely want to be a part of this. You know, I haven't done the last time I've done a free call is I think like maybe 4 months ago or something. So
yeah, we've been knocking on your door, Michael.
Yeah.
When can we get a call from you?
Yeah, I just kind of if people call me and set up a session, I'm there for them. But until I actually have something like, hey, we need your help, I kind of just don't do any. I just kind of do my own thing. I keep my own studying and living my own life, and so there's a need. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, and when I saw, you know, in the field here having both the Millionaire planet and the Billionaire planet and the sun illuminating them both with Uranus, which is the planet of change and the internet, which is like a great time to do things online, with the moon coming out in Scorpio, opposing, polarizing it, sort of creating a pressure like the way that you would a diamond, right? What does it take to create a diamond? Is that pressure?
A lot of pressure.
I saw that in the collective field, there may be incredible triggering around worth, around value, around money, around having security, around, you know, this desire to be wealthy, to be abundant, to be a millionaire, to be a billionaire. And yet with the moon in Scorpio opposing that planetary energy, it could be all the doubts, all of the blocks, all of the subconscious wounding from our childhood literally coming up to be seen, to be brought up to the surface, and then using the power of the moon literally pulls it out of us, cleared.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it always pulls it out of us, but definitely it pulls it to the surface. Maybe sometimes if you're able to be aware enough or able to allow yourself to feel things, you can use that opportunity to release. But most people have so much complications going on with their blocks that they're just like, it's like they're knotted up energetically.
Right.
And so
like root bound.
And so these, like a what?
Like root bound? Have you ever seen a plant?
Root bound. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you take out a plant from a small pot and it's all knotted up. It's like that's how people's minds are.
Energy bodies.
That's
emotion.
how their energy bodies are. Yeah, it's like that. And then the energy can't flow, right? The only reason why you feel bad is because there's a blockage stopping your chi energy from flowing through. Right. Whether it's chi energy or it's going down your nerves or it's in your chakras or your dantians or wherever it is. There's an energy block somewhere, which is why you don't feel amazingly good in the moment.
Right.
It's really that simple. It all, you know, you can get into all these intricacies. Is it from my DNA? Is it from a past life? Did someone hex me or whatever? You know, there's a lot of intricacies, but when it all comes down to it, it's just a blockage of you not feeling you.
Right.
You know, and the objective is just that you feel good with the certain stimulus. So when you think about money, what blocks key into your field? All right.
Right.
Let's clear them.
Right.
And so you're going to get keyed in this next few days if you're not already.
Yeah.
And so I did just post the link to this Zoom room. And so if anyone wants to hop on, you have a unique opportunity to hop on and join us, and we can start giving you clearings on money specifically. And what I love about interacting with you guys on the live call is, you know, I got lists and lists and lists of everything that would be helpful to clear with your money blocks and things I've seen to work and the most common things that come up. But when you come on and you tell what's actually going on with you, it just keys everybody in the whole group into like, oh my God, I'm dealing with that too. So like, what are some of the things that we will clear?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just simply thinking about money and clearing. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about accepting payment in your business. That could be another one. Another big hit, another big profound clearing we did on one of our group calls was recall a time that you had a trauma with money
Oh
or a
gosh.
really hard time with money. You know, I had a woman, she's like, I didn't even think that the divorce I had had such an impact on me, and I was still hanging on to that. Like, what shock events, what event about money made you feel bad for an extended period of time, which is likely it's still blocking your energy.
All right. Looks like someone would like to join us. Welcome, Kara.
All right, Kira, welcome. Yeah, so there's a whole myriad of different things to clear on money that's really profound and needed for all of us. Welcome to the call here. It is your lucky day. Hey, how you doing?
Me unmute.
There you go.
Good evening, friends.
Good evening. Yeah.
Been a little minute.
Yeah. And then there's also, how long have we been struggling with money? And that's like, our brain wiring. And that's really difficult to get through. And so clearing on a regular basis is pretty key, and reminding yourself and reading and listening to audios and being around people who have a different type of wiring to money is super important. So all those things are a super factor, but the clearing just like gets you going, and it gets you started, and it gets the energy weight off your shoulders about it, and the disheartening times you've had with money that just stick and hang on for so long. How many generations has your family been struggling with money, or just been like a slave race, labor family, working in the factories in the town, and then you come along and you want to create a business, and, we wonder why is it so difficult sometimes? Well, there's a lot of stuff there to take care of, And the other side of it, when there's DNA blocks, sure, there's blocks in the DNA, which is a physical thing to deal with, but also there's a reason why we manifested this body in the first place with those blocks and those patterns, or else you would have been born to someone else, right, with a different family. And so there's multiple layers to clear. And again, that's why it's so key to clear when things are keyed in, when the trigger is at the surface. Because when it's at the surface and it's so strong, you don't have to do all these diagnostic things if it's in your DNA or this or that. Because if you feel it, it just tunes into all of it and clears it out. So the more you're in it, the better. So, Kira, you hopped on. You're in the hot seat right now. So
Why not? I just popped in at the right time.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Ooh, way to go.
there you go.
Way to take action.
So what I want to do is just kind of give an opportunity for you to be able to get a clearing, and kind of demonstrate this, because some people might be like, what is this stuff? Energy clearing and things. And I know you're pretty well aware of some of these things, right? And you've been on our calls before too, right?
It's been a little bit, but yeah.
It's been a little bit, yeah. Cool.
Like your
So
challenge.
without needing to be, you don't have to share how much you make or anything like that. But what about money is a block for you or triggering for you that also may be very relatable to everyone else?
Being anxious about bills.
Anxious
Hiding
about
the
bills, yeah.
My mom would like, oh, I gotta get this before dad sees it, or that kind of thing. So expenditures were like secretive.
Yeah.
maybe receiving, just
Okay, we're
being
going to stop right
maybe
there because you
worthiness.
just said a very, very
So
key
much.
thing. Because you just recalled a memory when you were younger that is programming how you think about money and paying bills and the stress of money. Here's another example, and we all have this. If we grew up in a home where parents are just trying to make ends meet, they're doing their best, right? They're so loving and they care about us, and they just all they know is to get a job and to work, right? And they're in this system.
I can clarify a little bit on
Yeah,
that,
go ahead.
what you're hiding. I recognize that, especially if you are expending something on yourself, or something might be seen as not, absolute necessity or survival need kind of thing. That's what needs to be hidden, because otherwise, you'd have to like try and justify it, or you'd get judged for it.
Right. Yeah, so it's like so taking care of yourself, spending money for
Mhm.
yourself, then you feel
Yep.
guilty. Yeah. Yeah. So a very key area. And so like on the group call, if we were doing the group call, I would have everybody, okay, recall a time that you remember your parents talking about money and it was stressful. I can hear all the people remembering the yelling and the screaming and the, you know, hearing them in the other room talking, the heated conversations, right? Very, very, very significant. All right, Kira, you're thinking about that and you're tuned into that right now, right?
Yeah.
Was there a specific moment that you're thinking of?
No, just that, as you're talking about it, I was, focusing on it, just how in my family it was a double standard. My mom had to hide, but my dad could purchase what he wanted.
Yeah. Okay. And there was a time that, and so I want to key you into a specific moment because it's that's usually very vivid and definite, right? So do you recall a time where we got to pay this bill? I got to take care of this before Dad sees it.
I can't think of something specific now. It's
As you
just
think
such
about
a
that,
such a norm.
yeah, yeah. As you think about that, how does it make you feel?
Anxious.
Anxious. Great. So let's rub the sore spot and acknowledge, even though I feel anxious about this,
Mhm. Even though I feel anxious about this,
I deeply love and accept myself.
I deeply love and accept myself.
And so this process just helps her allow how she feels to come to the surface without any holding it back. Anything else you feel about that?
There's guilt there, as you mentioned, that it's definitely a feeling.
Great. So acknowledge the guilt, even though I feel guilt. It's okay. I love and
Even though
accept
I
myself.
feel guilt, it's okay. I love and accept myself.
Great. Tap the side of your hand. I want to get over this.
I want to get over this.
Chin. I am over this.
I am over this.
Collarbone. I am over this.
I am over this.
I am always over this.
I am always over this.
I think I just saw you both yawn at the same time. Is that what just happened?
Yeah, I think Lotus and I are pretty connected.
So, yeah. So yawning is a release of unconsciousness, blocked unconsciousness. So we're already making a great headway right here, and we're correcting the reversal. You can stop tapping the collarbone. Go back to the sore spot again and think back to your parents. I gotta take care of this before Dad sees. What other emotion is there?
There's anger because I don't think it's justified.
Good. What would you say here? Even though
I'm angry about this, I deeply and completely love myself.
Yeah, very good. Even if I never get over this, I still love and accept myself.
Even if I never get over this, I still love and accept myself.
Exactly. Okay. Okay, so now I want you to focus on the chakra system. I'm sure most people are aware of. Okay, I want you to focus on 5 chakras above your head. So you have your crown chakra, and then you have a halo chakra, which is just above your head. And so focus on that being 1 above, and then 2 above, 3, 4, 5. Focus on 5 chakras above your head, and think about this. I got to pay this before Dad sees. And you're gonna do the head squeeze exercise. This releases stuck toxic energy, whether physical or energetic. And so you're gonna squeeze the head on exhale, very similar to this, as you're focusing on 5 chakras above your head and this moment with your parents.
How many times?
5 times total. Tap the side of your hands, please. Focus on that moment. Notice how you feel. Increase your awareness. Rub the sore spot again in a new unit of time as you think about, I got to get rid of this because before Dad sees. What else do you still feel or notice?
Like a rebelliousness, like a, believe you.
Yeah, good awareness. Okay, so go ahead and acknowledge that, even though
I feel rebellious, I deeply and completely love and honor myself.
Good. And got tears. You're doing great. You're getting the releases. Energetic mass is coming out. It is transmuting. What else is there? There's more at this point here for you. You got to take care of this before Dad sees.
There's unworthiness.
Good. I'll acknowledge that too. And by the way, everybody here who's watching live, you can be following along. Just like Lotus is following along, she's having yawns at the same time. You're tuning into this energy. We all, a lot of us have this same kind of stuff. This could be a game changer for you.
Even though I feel unworthy, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Love and accept myself.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Okay, now your focus is going to be 5 chakras below your root. And so your knees are 1 down from the root. Your feet are 2. 3 is below the feet. 4, 5. You're going to focus there. And you're going to still focus on, I got to take care of this before Dad sees. And you're going to rub the sore spot as you focus there. and acknowledge how you feel again as you focus on it in a new unit of time.
I'm actually feeling some self-compassion.
Very good.
Yeah, recognizing that this feeling transferred to other men in my life as I got older.
I'm just fixing my windows here so we can see you, right? Okay, very good. All right. Okay, how are you feeling right now?
Calmer.
I'm sorry?
But I said I'm calmer, but
So you're finally at a reversal. So the whole time you were in reversal. And this is a huge topic and something that a lot of people face. And this is the reason why other modalities don't work when you use them. And they work for some people. Maybe they worked for you once and you tried it again and it didn't work. The main reason is reversal. It's reversed chi polarity. And it fights back against, because you don't really want to get over the past because you're still in pain. So why would you try to get rid of it if it's like the survival mechanism, right? And so just me mentioning this is she's having a release just with that awareness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So specifically this moment, when you told me this phrase, we got to take care of this before Dad sees. Will you think of it now and really tune into that? On a scale of 1 to 10, how intense is negative emotion, and what emotion may you still feel? Please tap the side of your hands.
I feel powerlessness. Probably just 7.
Good. Do the head squeeze on exhale twice. Focus on that powerlessness. Doing great. Tap the side of your hands again. Good. Now when you think about it again, I got to take care of this before Dad sees. What do you notice now? And take all your time to yawn. We had a teacher on our call a while ago with our master class. His name is Adam Bergstrom, and he talked about the amazing technique of pandiculation, which is simply yawning and stretching and getting the release to come out simply by yawning. So allow your yawns to happen as you get them. So as you focus on it now, what do you notice?
It's definitely decreased.
Increased.
No, decreased.
Decreased. Okay.
Decreased, yeah.
Well, either way, sometimes it does increase because then you can finally feel it again for the first time for many years, right? So what is it like when you think about it now?
It's more like a whatever.
Yeah. Good. So that's the charge is pretty much gone on that. Fantastic. So you saw how much she yawned and tears coming down her face. And I mean, if we were to put her on a scale that was super sensitive, we would have been able to detect a certain amount of mass leave her body in that kind of way. And here's the yawn confirmation, right? Which is great. So let's go one step further. Because there's 2 elements to clearing. And it's interesting because I don't really hear about this very often, only from a few select people. Because it's one thing to clear stuff, which is great. But it's also important to go somewhere. Like, how do you want to feel? You know, we could stay in the pit of a million lifetimes of mud, of all the blocks, you know, and try to clear it all out with dump machines, you know, in a massive ocean of blocks. Or you could clear yourself off and get up the hill and go somewhere, which is really important, right? So, when you think about situations like this, right? Your mom had like a fear with dad and how he's going to respond with money and things like that. And then you think about how you want to be maybe replacing, right? Or filling the void of what we just cleared. What would you like to put in its place? See, and now she's in a new unit of time with new awareness on this and having releases. See, the amazing thing is once you get rid of the reversals, all of a sudden the releasing's easy, right? She's already done all kinds of release work. And so now it's going to be so much easier for her to get through a lot of this now. So then you would think, you know, how do I want to feel? In a believable way where I set myself up to win. You know, it's like, now I want to be a billionaire. Okay. But, you know, when it comes to, you know, specifically, let's look at like the stimulus of here, like paying the bills, right? Getting my bills paid. And how would you feel good paying with your bills? Like, what's the ideal scene on that?
The ideal scene is faith, like trust that I'm always provided for. Money comes in, I'm always provided for. So, you know, it's to feel, just trusting. As I pay the bills, I have no worries about paying them because money comes in.
Fantastic. And now you guys that have heard about or work on using law of attraction, how freaking valuable would this be if it's actually strong and clear and it holds? She'll probably manifest it if we do get it clear, right? If she's not already working on manifesting it now. But it's going to be so much easier, right? So everyone can follow along with this too. I want you to focus specifically on the bills, though. So there's a quote I got from one of my teachers that is just brilliant, which is, a fuzzy focus creates fuzzy results. And a clear focus, precise, specific focus creates specific and clear results, right?
Right.
There's a place to do general clearings too. And, I'm sorry?
I would like to feel excited in paying bills then.
Can you say it one more time? It's not that loud.
I would like to feel excited while paying the bills.
Excited paying bills.
Good one.
Okay. I'm just kind of throwing in some valuable content while we're doing your clearings, you know, not to change your what you're working on or anything, but
no worries. You are focusing it. That's all.
Yeah. Very good. So I'm making an observation now. So so as you focus on like a more positive thing, and you got a yawn coming, it puts you in reversal. So in reversal, it's so freaking tricky. You know, with muscle testing, it gives you backwards answers. What does that mean? That means that no means yes and yes means no. What does that mean? That means that what feels good, what is good feels bad, and what is bad feels good, right? Like, I feel so good eating the entire cake I bought. Like, does it really feel that good? Okay, well, in about an hour, you're going to find out if it really feels good or not, right? So those are moments of reversal, and it gets confusing. Which is why I'm a little skeptical with like excited to pay bills is probably a too big of a jump. You know, I'd love to see you get there. But I would shoot for just like, I like where you started here. I just want to get that trusting feeling. I'm always provided for. My bills just get paid. I just trust in the universe and my ability to create, and like that's just like a nice,
lovely.
calm, easy flow focus. The excitement is like trying and pushing, almost. Maybe. It could be. What do you think when I suggest that or say that? What comes to mind for you?
There's a lot of validity there that I don't know. When I say I want to excited, then there's like, yay. And at the same time, there's like,
Right. Yeah. Right. So good. Glad we noticed that. Okay. And I'm kind of going through this because if there's some of you watching, there's so much value in just how to navigate through your desires and like what you're working on. It makes all the difference if you get a result or not. Okay, so if you were to focus on, you're always provided for, and you trust that your bills are getting paid. What feeling does that give you?
relief.
Relief.
It's like,
And so I'm testing you on relief to see if that's actually strong, and we could make it stronger.
okay.
Yeah. And so everyone following along, right? And listening. What if you felt relief with your bills? What would that feel like? And you're going to clear a block in your lower dantian, which you're familiar, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to do the head squeeze on exhale 6 times as you focus on relief with your bills in your lower dantian. And your lower dantian, for everybody else, it's 3 fingers below your belly button in the center of your abdomen. So she's already yawning and releasing just by thinking about it and focusing. Okay, so yeah, head squeeze on exhale 6 times, focusing on lower dantian, relief with bills. Because there's something blocking her being able to feel relief. What does that mean? That means that in her past, it's not safe to feel that way. And so we are removing the energy memories. Not that she'll forget memories, but just like she described with this last one, it's like whatever, when before it's like this charged event. It mattered so much. Matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. Physical density. When it doesn't matter, it's nice and light and translucent and easy to deal with. And flowing. Energy flows. Very good. See, that exercise, squeezing the head and thinking about your stomach, doesn't make you have tears come out. Right? This isn't like a trick or anything. This is a real release she's having right now.
Yeah, this is not because I'm overtired. This happens when we're doing work.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so you did have a reversal on relief. And now it's not there. Now let's test relief with paying bills, which you do not have a reversal on now, which is great. And so we're still going to focus on relief with paying bills, right? That feeling with, hey, I'm always provided for. I trust in the universe. I know how this manifestation stuff works, man. Taken care of. Okay, you're going to focus on 7 chakras below your root, right? So knees, -1, feet, -2, below the feet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's spinning incorrectly when you try to think about this, which ungrounds you. How can you stay secure? Your finances, your utilities and your bills. And when you think about this and trying to survive, literally the grounding energy gets cut off down deep. And so all right, you're going to take your right hand. You're going to make like a knuckle punch. Have you done this one before? Yeah, you've been on our calls, yeah. Put that on the left collarbone point. And here we got Nick. Welcome, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Okay. So, tapping on the back of the hand. Back of the hand, the gamut spot. In between the pinky and ring finger metatarsal.
Oh.
There we go. Yep. You're focusing on 7 chakras below your root. Okay? And you're focusing on relief with paying bills. I'm always provided for. I can trust. And just breathe normally as you focus on that. Take a half breath in. Hold it. Exhale and breathe normally again. Good. You can you're complete there. You can do the head squeeze on exhale 3 times, focusing on the 7 chakras down from your root with that relief of your bills being paid. And something like come from down from the ceiling. What was that? Okay, great. Okay, rub the sore spot and acknowledge, even though I don't feel relieved with my bills being paid, I love and accept myself.
Even though I don't feel relief from paying my bills, I completely love and accept myself.
Yeah. So here's the thing that all these people with positive thinking and new age stuff, most people that don't take the time to acknowledge how you really feel, which is super important. I'm sure a lot do, but if you don't acknowledge how you're really feeling, it stays buried, right? You're doing fantastic, by the way. Okay, so when you focus on it now, thinking about my bills being paid, trusting that they're all taken care of, and having that sense of relief, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much relief do you feel with it?
To be honest, it's not that high yet. I think I still feel the effect of other voices.
Mm-hmm.
The effect of other voices.
Yep, being at effect, not a cause. All those lovely snipes.
Can you speak a little bit louder? I got my volume cranked.
Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, I was saying that just here, let me change. Is that better?
It's about the same, but you're speaking up a little bit louder.
There. Sorry. Can you hear me better?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I changed source. I was saying that it still doesn't feel that high because I still energetically feel like other voices popping in, all those lovely sniops in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Which puts you into reversal hearing those. It's almost, what do those voices make you feel like?
Uh, Um, incapable. They make me feel, yeah. Well, yeah, I feel this like, yeah, I feel incapable.
Great awareness. Okay, so everyone else, think about the voices. It doesn't have to be like audible voices in your head, but what's the phrases that go through your mind that keep you from believing in yourself that you can do it, or telling you can't, or all the challenges that you have, right? And this is global consciousness. There's how many billions of people that have this kind of issue. It's just in the ether. It's so dense, right? And those of us that are sensitive, you pick that up, and you can be affected by it, and you don't even know it until she starts becoming aware of it now. Okay. All right, you're going to focus on your throat chakra. And you're going to do the sore spot and acknowledge that incapable feeling as you hear these phrases or voices going on. And so you're going to focus on your throat chakra. Even though I feel incapable, etc., etc. Go ahead.
Even though I feel capable and hopeless that change will happen, that I can be a cause for change. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Anyway.
Keep going with that. What else do you notice?
Even though I don't have faith in myself and my ability to sustain the life I want or love to have, I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Very good. Good. Okay, now as you pretend or listen to and hear those kind of voices again, what do you notice now? How do you feel now? Besides incapable, what else might still be there?
Feel tired.
Tired. Great. This is tuning in to a lot of people's stuff right now. Okay. Tired. You've been trying for freaking eons to make money and get out of this matrix and working and being a slave. No wonder why there might be some tiredness out there a little bit. Let's clear this specifically. Everybody has this, right? Everyone has this tiredness and the struggle and everything, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to switch to a different technique right now that's based off of the bioenergetic synchronization technique. It's a more simplified method, and it's very similar to the birthday cake procedure, right? Just like when you take a deep breath in, you hold it at the top with intensity, and you think about something, it submits an idea to your subconscious mind, or you can pull out things that are there. And so we're going to remove blocks to that tiredness. And I suggest everybody to follow with this. You don't have to tap anything or do anything. You just deep breaths in and releasing. I'm going to give you a phrase to say in your mind silently. You're going to say it once and exhale. It's going to be something like this. You'll take a deep breath in, hold at the top. Inside your own mind, you're going to say, I release all aggression with this tiredness. Exhale, release. Very simple. Tap the side of your hands. We're going to fix that reversal before we start. You're doing great. Do the sore spot again. Acknowledge. In a new unit of time.
Acknowledge the tiredness or the aggression? Or
Both
everything?
of them. Both of them one at a time. This is great. So if you're watching, if you got multiple things that come up, acknowledge one at a time. So even though I feel this tiredness, it's okay. I love and accept myself.
Even though I feel this.
The aggression wasn't for you. That was just an example. If you feel it, that's fine.
Even though I feel this exhaustion.
Exhaustion.
Even though I feel this exhaustion around trying, break out of the mold, I deeply and completely love and honor myself.
Yeah. Even though it feels impossible.
Even though it feels impossible to break through, I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
And even if I never break out of this.
Even if I never break out of this cycle, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. The whole purpose of this exercise here is you just accept where you're at. You don't have to change nothing. You're whole and complete and a piece of God regardless of whatever is going on in your life or whatever will or whatever will, right? Which then coincidentally helps release it. So great. There we go. Now we get you out of that reversal, a little more clear now, right? You feel a difference just with those few.
You say my cheeks are getting rosy.
Okay. All right, so we're going to focus on this. Focus on exhaustion. That's more, and you just said that too, and that's more tuned into that. All right, take a nice deep breath and hold. Repeat to yourself silently. I release all anger with exhaustion. Very good. Deep breath and hold. I release all fear with exhaustion. Deep breath in, do it again. I release all fear with this exhaustion. There you go. Very good. And I'm going through my list here. Deep breath in. Hold. I release all uncertainty with this exhaustion. Focus on 5 chakras below your root. Right hand knuckle, left collarbone. Tapping on the back of the hand. Focus on this uncertainty. Deep breath in, hold. Halfway out, hold. All the way out, hold. And you're done. Very good. Still focused there? Tap under your nose, 5 chakras below, the exhaustion. I will be even better at getting over this.
I will be even better at getting over this.
Great. Side of the eyes, same focus. I will always be even better at getting over this.
I will always be even better at getting over this.
Tap your chin. I am even better at getting over uncertainty.
I am even better at getting over uncertainty.
And again, I'm even better at getting over uncertainty with what?
I am even better at getting over uncertainty
With, you tell me. What would you have uncertainty about?
with worthiness.
With what is it? I'm sorry?
With worthiness.
Worthiness. Great. Okay, we're going to do an additional release for that one. Head squeeze on exhale 4 times. Focusing on I am even better at getting over this unworthiness, and you're still focusing on 5 chakras below your root. There you go, great. Side of the hand, I want to be even better at getting over uncertainty with this exhaustion.
I want to be even better at getting over uncertainty with this exhaustion.
Under the nose, I will be even better at getting over this uncertainty with exhaustion. 5 chakras
I
below the
will
root.
be even better at getting over this uncertainty with exhaustion.
Side of the eyes, I will be always even better at getting over this.
I will be always even better at getting over this uncertainty with exhaustion.
There you go. Deep breath in and out. Ooh. Right? So that's like, okay, you get exhausted about, with paying bills and surviving. That's one thing you're dealing with. And then once you get exhausted, there's an uncertainty that's activated where it's been knotting up that chakra. So it's even harder because you're being ungrounded at that level. And so that's why it's so freaking tricky to get through this stuff, man. Otherwise. Not to say this is the only way, but when you spot it out like this, it's just right. How do you feel right now? What do you notice? Still releasing and yawning, I know.
Yeah.
Give you a few moments
I
to
feel
catch
like
up.
my chest is more open.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Does that help you feel that relief and trust feeling you're looking for?
Yeah, because I feel I can breathe more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peaceful.
Money is life. What's that?
Peaceful.
Peaceful. Nice. How much better does the energy flow when you're in a peaceful state? What now can be created much more easily? Right? So good. Awesome.
Great work, Kira.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining in, Lotus and Nick and
Yeah.
Anthony, welcome.
Hello, everybody. I didn't mean to I didn't want to interrupt earlier. I think I came just right in the climax.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So Lotus encouraged me to hop on here because there's a really key money portal block area kind of thing going on, and so yeah. So tomorrow night we're going to be doing an actual workshop with. We'll actually send out the emails and do like a pre-planned kind of thing. So you guys are all welcome to join. And highly encouraged to, as we'll go into more specific things. Here we're just kind of giving you some taste of what it's like and some real clearings, so you know what to expect. Because this is legit, man. This is real. This can change a lot of stuff. Which is why you're here, because maybe you understand a little bit. Anthony, go ahead. Yep.
It's already scheduled here on my notebook. I was in the Facebook live.
Yeah.
And then I got in when it was already 20 minutes started, so I started from the beginning, so I wasn't live.
Okay.
And then when I heard you post the link, the Zoom link, I was like, "Is this for tomorrow?" And I clicked, and then you guys were here, and I was like, "What?
Hey.
What's going on here?"
Yeah. It will be the same link, by the way. Yeah. So, have you done this type of clearing work before? You done these kind of tappings and things?
Yes, through Jin, I've done in some masterminds that we've done. We've done some clearing, and then I have been in one of your calls. Probably it was last year.
Okay, great, nice. Yeah. Well, I'm sure. Lotus, how are we doing for time?
Michael, can I just say thank you before you pop up? I just want to express my appreciation.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thanks for popping on and hanging out with us. Yeah.
Way
Really
to
key
go,
things. I
Kira.
appreciate you bringing these up, because wasn't that relatable? Right? Everything you brought up is like, man, I'm sure everyone is tuning into this too. So thank you. Yeah. May you never be the same. Do we have time for a couple more clearings?
Let me look at my nature clock here, and why not? I'm already out in the dark in the forest, and luckily it's on my property, so I can be here as late as I want to.
Okay,
so,
great.
Safe space. It's nice to be under the stars with the full moon coming. It's kind of appropriate, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We have had some people sharing. I can't scroll up for some reason. Coach Gio, you're going to see us tomorrow, right? Great to see you. Carol, great to see you as well. Hope you can make it. She's been going through our class. I have yet to speak to her after she's been going through our master class. I'm excited to connect with you, Carol. Cassandra, great to see you here. You're so welcome. So Nick, you got on here. I want to give you kind of the second dibs if there's anything that you want to work on. We know you already texted 10x your income last year coming here or watching the replays. So what is possible now?
I'm just trying to think here. I guess just like having getting more stronger and having more certainty and just blowing past or clearing limiting beliefs.
Well, that's what we're here doing. I mean, you tell me what they are, we'll work on them. There was a quote I shared earlier. The fuzzier your focus, the fuzzier the result. The more clear your focus, the clearer the result. This is just really key. You can work on very general things. They can be helpful, but, it's like, as a practitioner, when I have people come work with me, it's like, okay, we can clear all kinds of stuff and we can do this infinitum, but like, how do I get them the result so they actually realize this works, instead of just clearing a bunch of stuff in the past, they don't even realize if anything changes. And so, what specific moment in time in the future will they notice that something actually shifted that they respond differently. They feel different when they go to work and they're speaking in front of a crowd, or, they're with their previous baby mama and it's always dramatic, and then they go talk to them, being around them, and they feel like they're not affected anymore, right? So like, what is the specific thing that you can think of, right? So this is great because we just cleared some uncertainty at a deep level, which is profound. But now, how do you want to feel? You want to feel certain. How do you want to feel certain?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you want to feel certain when it comes to money? Your ability to make it, your ability to create it. Certain that the money will be there.
Just to build wealth.
Yeah, so to
I don't know.
build certain on...
Yeah, like, I don't really know, like, if anybody else wants to go. I guess I just came on here just to...
Okay, I just wanted to give you the chance since you hopped on. I didn't know if you had a request or anything.
Yeah, nothing, like, in particular, I guess. Like, maybe Andoni, if you want to go, you can do it. But,
Okay,
like...
Sure. Well, you're on
Yeah,
track.
let me think about it a little bit more, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you guys come on the call, whether you guys make it or not, but if you do come on the call, we will have a lot of specific things we're going to bring up and work on, and then probably my favorite part of the call is opening up like this, because I guess have you guys focus on what's actually going on in your lives, which is more impactful. So that will give you more ideas once you get to the Q&A portion, instead of just trying to pick something out of the air, So yeah, so. Antoni, any ideas, any things you'd like to clear?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Michael, for doing this call. As soon as I saw the live in Facebook with Lotus Dunn, I've just been getting into astrology lately. I just really like ferociously studying my chart and stuff, but just newbie.
Yeah. She's been breaking it down. It's like a secret code to the universe.
Oh my God, it's just amazing. I love it. So I just felt like Michael and Lotus Dawn together. Like, it just felt like the Avengers. So
it's kind of like that, yeah.
And specifically regarding the full moon, the money aspect, and Taurus and all of this. So right now I'm focusing. I just partner up with one of my friends here in Tijuana, Mexico. And we're building this brand. It has to do with, it has the marketing aspect of the promoting the brand, and we're doing retreats, in like wellness retreats, and so we're gonna be doing retreats from Tijuana to Vancouver and all that West Coast. So
notice how you're going on a runaway train here. Right. What do you like to work on? And 5 minutes later, we might get an answer. And I want you to observe, this is for a reason.
Okay.
This is a reversal. Right. You're kind of running around the question. Right. This happens to everybody. Okay. So I was not, pointing you out or anything. It's just, a really great demonstration. Okay. Rub your sore spots. Think about this story you're just playing, right? With your friend and your partner, and what is this making you feel like? Frustration, anger, anxiety, what's there?
Something in the stomach, like between the heart and the gut, or maybe just in the gut, like stomach aspect.
Good. So
nervousness a little bit.
Good. You can do this. If you don't know how to describe it, you can always go, even though I have this feeling. You just notice it. I love and accept myself.
Even though I have this feeling, I love and accept myself.
Okay. How do you feel now?
I feel more joyful.
Right. I can feel it. You went out of reversal instantly. Huge shift. Right. That's why with that. I mean, the exercise seems a little silly, and the phrases, maybe sounds a little gay or whatever, but it's real, man. It works. Sorry for if that was not the best word to choose. But
It feels emotional, sensitive,
right.
feminine.
So go ahead. So what would you like to clear? What is it now?
So I just want to be assertive in the things that when I share things on social media, and this aspect of being myself, like just feeling very creative when I post in a way that I don't care what people think, what people say, and I'm just creative, posting quick, and it creates me wealth. Like it just creates me sales, like just
Okay.
flowing easily. Yeah.
Kind of goes in with the certainty bit a little bit, right? Like I feel sure about myself. I feel confident. Okay. So there's a lot here. You know, we could go in 5 different directions just with that sentence as far as like to get you a result, right? With being assertive, being creative, posting all the time. So how about this? So think about one specific moment in the future where this is happening, right? Like I'm posting online and you're feeling really good, right? And a lot of people want to do this. So, think about it. Picture it, feel it. What would it look like in a week if you started posting? You felt so freaking great, and you looked on the video. You look great. It sounds great. It makes sense. People are liking. They're interacting. Man, I'm just doing it. Okay, think about that. Tap your chin. Under your arm. Under your nose. Tap the back of your hand. Roll your eyes around in a circle. Right, you're posting. It's happening. Go the opposite direction. Count to 5 out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then hum. If you know the 9G, you know I'm going out of order because I'm giving him everything he needs and nothing else. Deep breath in and out. Head squeeze on exhale 10 times and see yourself posting, feeling good, etc. Certain, assertive, the joy of creating. Feel so good about myself. What do you notice?
I'm seeing social media stats go up, and in here is just holding my head like this.
Oh, we didn't describe it. So you're squeezing. So you're squeezing on the exhale. You're putting some pressure on your skull, about the handful of nickels if you were to hold them. So just a few grams of pressure.
Okay. Oh, okay.
10 times. Let's say 10. 9 or 10.
Okay.
Let's go for 10. And then side of the hand is usually really good after that because you're releasing toxic energy. And a lot of times people go into reversal after they do that process. So it's good to do if, not always needed, but helpful. I wish I could scroll up with the comments. Oh, I can. John was saying, it was 26 minutes ago, not so relevant anymore. Sorry about that, John. But thanks for being there and interacting. Okay. And my screens just went minimized. Okay. All right. Anthony, as you think about posting online and being assertive, creatively posting, how does it feel now when you think about it? What do you notice?
I feel like I'm seeing images. So I see. Okay, how do I feel?
Tap the back of your hand. You notice he was a little bit in like a confused state there. Like he's in it, he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right. So just notice that. So there's nothing wrong. It's just observation and knowing, what to focus on. Really, it's always the next step. What do you clear when you're doing this stuff? It's always what's there. And so and sometimes you're so used to it, it's hard to see it. Right. But I'm not talking about you. I'm just kind of sharing with everybody. So yeah. So keep running that through your mind. Right. You're posting online. You're feeling assertive. Under the nose. Side of the hand. Back of the hand. You're going to take your right hand. You're going to make a finger knuckle punch kind of deal, and you're going to put it on your left collarbone point, which is slightly below the collarbone, in between the ribs, about an inch out from the center of your chest. Tapping on the back of the hand, play that scene in your mind. You're posting, and you feel assertive, and so forth. How will you feel when you're posting online and feeling great about it and creating, in the joy of creating? Take a deep breath and hold. As you keep tapping. Halfway out, hold. All the way out, hold. Halfway in, hold. Exhale all the way out. Breathe normally. And so what this exercise does, it's a little weird, a little awkward maybe not so awkward, but you're tuning your kidney meridian with a positive polarity on your knuckles. And the kidney meridian is really powerful and very significant. It's like if we were in a life video game and you have like the life bar at the top of the screen, the energy in your kidneys is that life bar. And so when you think about the things you want and how you want to be, does it throw that energy off? And if it does throw off your main energy force, how hard or easy is it? Okay, so when you think about posting online, what do you notice now? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? And what emotion? And how intense on a scale of 1 to 10?
I feel normal. I feel not intense. It feels sort of like very rational.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good place to be, yeah. So good. So now you're out of irrationality. Now you're out of energies from your past that is trying to protect you from an anti-survival situation, right? How many times in the past have you stood up in front of a class and got made fun of, right? Or been chastised or yelled at? And this goes back in past lives too, by the way, right? I got a crazy, amazing story. There's a guy who he wanted to clear his allergies. He had a grass allergy. Okay, anytime someone cut the grass, his face would just flush with mucus and watery eyes and everything. And so how do you clear that? This is how you clear it, and this is the answer to what everyone's looking for most things anyways. So in order for him to clear that, he had to go back to the earliest time that he noticed this sensation. And so as he cleared and kept going back, he went back to a past life where he was a Jewish man standing on stage speaking against the Nazi regime. And as he's speaking on stage to the Nazi regime, he gets hit against the Nazi regime. He gets whacked in the back of the head, knocked unconscious. Then these Nazi guys take him. They put him into a trunk of a car. They drive him out to some land. They take him out of the trunk, and they drag him on the grass. Drag, 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 unconscious. And they throw him into a hole, and they bury him alive. And then this lifetime, anytime he smells grass, he thinks he's going to die. Because grass equals death. As the subconscious, right? Just takes everything literally. And so that's like how all these, or not all of these blocks, but a lot of these blocks work, right? So when you go to, it seems like a great idea. I can post online and be in front of people, but then like subconsciously, like, why is this so hard? Why do I feel so bad? Like, is this likely because there's been situations like that? Not all the time, but it's very possible.
Thank you.
Oh, we're not done yet. I'm re-stimulating you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so rub your sore spots now, and now think about posting in front of everybody. And what's the block? What's the negative feeling still there?
Yeah, just specifically the fear of judgment.
There you go. Even though I have this fear of judgment.
And it has to do with leadership too.
Okay, well, yeah, sure. So how would you acknowledge it? Even though I feel what? Even though I feel judged when I step up as a leader?
Yes. Doubtful about stepping into my leadership role.
Okay, one thing at a time. So go with the first one first. Even though I feel what? What was the first one? Judgment.
Fear of judgment. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and say that phrase.
Even though I feel the fear of judgment.
Yeah.
Judgment.
It's okay. I love and accept myself. Yeah. And then the next one, what else do you notice? I'm going to post online. Blocks with leadership.
So when you were telling me the story, I remember this past life about being a captain of a boat, and then something happened, and the boat crashed. So everyone died, but not me. And I was responsible of the deaths. So now when you told me this, I related to that specific scenario.
Yep. Okay, good. So notice how you feel and acknowledge it, even though I feel what about that?
Even though I feel responsible about the death of my friends, I want to be worthy of stepping into my leadership role.
Good. Tap on the back of the hand. Stay on that focus. Head squeeze on exhale 3 times, just like you did before, and think about that memory. Anybody else following along? Think about memories when you're in front of people and you screwed up or you didn't do well, or you got made fun of, or whatever it might be. All right, when you're ready, side of the hand. I see you moving around there.
Yeah, I'm just charging my phone real quick.
Ah, the old charge the phone trick.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Back of the hand.
Side of the hand. Yeah, notice how you feel. Get focus back in, right?
Yeah. Well,
Focus is so important.
Mm.
Yeah, you're doing great. Great awareness, and not everyone. We're on a public forum here, so we talk about past lives and stuff. You know what we came to as a conclusion as hypnotherapists? We all came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter if it's real or imagined, it still works. That's the big thing we can all agree on, whether you believe in past lives or not, even though there's a lot of evidence with it, but even if you don't, it still works either way. And we can all agree on that. Okay. Okay, what's the emotion you have now?
I feel more light, less pressure.
All right, we're going to remove a block that's 9 chakras below your root. And so you know about chakras, right? You've seen them before or heard about them. So your knees are 1 below the one below the root. Your feet are 2. 3 is below that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just put your attention there. Head squeeze on exhale twice as you focus there. You're going to release some toxic energy that's hanging out there for a minute.
So it's below our feet?
So you have your root chakra, which is like at the base of your hips. Then you have a chakra that's between your knees. You can call that 1 below your root or -1. You have one at your feet level. And these are major. You have they're in between too, but 1 below your feet, that'd be 3 chakras below your root. And I've gone as low as, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 or something. At that point, you start releasing yourself from hell dimensions, kind of like Dante's Infernal, which is really profound. Okay. Okay, so now when you think about it, what do you notice now? Think about and think about it. Think about posting online and feeling good about it. What do you notice?
And I noticed something in the a slight, like 3 out of 10 pressure in the heart area.
Oh, good. So you're going to focus on not the heart chakra, but the middle dantian, which is another energy center, a little bit more dense. So you're just going to focus on the center of your chest. Notice that feeling. Notice that sensation. As you post online, get that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Squeeze on exhale 4 times as you focus there. It's very likely in the past something happened that was very disheartening when it came with you expressing your voice, your opinion, what you had to say. Perhaps even killed. Or attacked. Or someone else spoke up. Maybe you observed it. Okay. So now when you think about posting online and feeling really good and assertive and creative, if it's still there, if it even is there. So when you picture yourself posting online in the future, what do you notice now? By the way, if you're just tuning in, you can join along and do these clearings with us. It is absolutely profound. Even though this is specifically to Anthony, this will work with you in the mastermind as we've seen many times. Go ahead. Sorry.
I still feel sort of like it's below the chest or in the lower chest. It's sort of like a stripe like this.
Mhm.
And specifically, and when you ask me, think about posting, I feel like that part feels very rational. Like I'm not really connecting too much with the feeling part, like
Mhm.
with the sensation that I would usually feel. I just feel that line.
Yeah. Good. That's great awareness. Yeah, this the body somatics, right? All the sensations that come up. You ever think about something like your arm twitch or your leg twitches, or you feel a little pins and needle thing, and a lot of times we don't really make the connections, but they're absolutely connected. Usually to past situations, and your body's speaking back about an experience that happened, and it's kind of giving you a reminder, right? And so as you're thinking about posting and you feel that sensation, that line on your lower chest, tap the back of your hand as you focus on that. And also think about you posting online, not just the sensation, but you're posting online.
Okay.
Side of the hand, I can get over this.
I can get over this.
Side of the eyes, I will always get over this.
I will always get over this. I will always get over this.
Side of the hand, I want to always get over this.
So, I want to get. I want to always get out of. I want to always get over this. I want to always get over this.
Okay, so if you're testing him like I am, you might not even need to test, because you notice that it was hard for him to say these words. He already said a few phrases that were right. And so notice that. So when you trip up with your words, and it's not to point you out, you're doing anything wrong. This is just, this is common for everybody. There's usually a block there. If there's not easy flow of speaking something, nothing to be ashamed of. We all have it. And so there's something in you that still doesn't always want to be over it. You still want to hold on to this feeling because it may save you in an anti-survival situation in the future, but we also know that that's completely irrational with this feeling because we're different people now and we can learn from our past experiences.
Mm.
And you're going to do the head squeeze on exhale 9 times. In your mind, you're going to think, I want to always get over this feeling that you have when you're posting. That feeling being that lower line in his lower chest. And everyone else, what feelings do you have that are negative when you think about posting online and sharing yourself? You can do this exercise and release it finally. And these are permanent releases, by the way. You will never be the same. Okay? All right. Okay, good. So when you think about posting online, what do you notice now?
I feel like my creativity's improved. Before I was just stuck in one image of posting, like posting this picture of this. Now I feel like more possibilities. Sort of when more creative. And physically the line just reduced and became just like a little spot or like a ball in the middle, like this same frame line.
Yeah.
But now it's just in the middle. But it definitely improved. It definitely released a lot of energy.
Good. Let's follow that shift, right? And so a lot of times what we're doing, we're following the sensations through the body. Is a lot of times someone will have like a feeling in their stomach, it goes to their chest, their throat, and then their mouth, and finally it releases, right? And so I think it's key to follow those things, or else you're kind of leaving something lingering around, unless it's on its way out and just eventually you'll finally get there, which it's very likely that will happen for you. But I'm testing to work on this now. So focus on that little ball thing that's left when you think about posting. Right? You're making great progress. We're going to release it from this. Are you ready to release it?
Yes.
Good. Think about that. Focus on posting. And tap under your eyes. Top of the cheeks. Top of the cheekbones. Okay. How much do you still feel that sensation now, or did it change? You're going to take your left hand, knuckles, left collarbone point.
Mm-hmm.
So left hand, left side. And it's not actually on the collarbone, but just below the collarbone and between the ribs, about an inch out from the center of your chest. Tap on the back of the hand. Focus on posting and notice that ball sensation there still in your upper abdomen or lower chest, or wherever it moved to. Take a deep breath in, hold. Halfway out, hold. All the way out. That's it. You can breathe normally. Okay, focus on it now. Focus on posting. Notice that sensation still there. Tap your chin. Back of the hand. Under the nose. Sore spot. Acknowledge it now. When I think about posting and I notice a sensation or emotion, what do I feel? Even though what? What do you got?
When I think about posting,
Yeah.
I feel excited. I feel excited.
Good. There's a block here though. So what keeps you from feeling? And this is very much what it's like. Is once you start clearing, you start feeling better and better. But like we want to get you to like that 10, right? So what keeps you from being a 10 excited? What holds it back a little bit?
I feel like I could be still more creative. I feel like that's when I'm at my best.
Good.
Just a creative
This is something I
being.
tested earlier too. I was going to work on. Good. So even though I don't what? Feel creative, or I'm not creative? How would you say it? Even though, address what you don't feel.
Even though I don't feel like I'm tapping into my creative genius,
Mm-hmm.
I want to get there. I want to be there.
Even though I'm not being creative, I'm not tapping into my creative genius, I love and accept myself regardless.
Even though I'm not tapping into my creative genius, I love and accept myself.
Even if I never tap into this creative genius, I still love and accept myself.
Even if I never tap into this creative genius, I still love and accept myself.
We're releasing you needing to have something, which is a block in itself. So you find like, hey, if I get it or not, fine. And then, oh, wow, I feel so creative. It's very, very important. Okay? Good. Take a deep breath in and out the mouth as you focus on posting. Okay, when you focus on posting, what do you notice now? I know a lot of you guys out there are going to love this one. This whole process here, right? Lotus is a freaking champion at posting. Oh my gosh, I admire Lotus's level of posting. It is just unmatched.
Thank you, Michael.
Such an inspiration. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
Yes, I feel more colorful, more creative. So when you mention Lotus, like emojis, more things click.
Right. Think about you being colorful. Think about the color. You just mentioned colorful. How would that associate with you if you had that more?
If I had that mark, use it.
You mentioned colorful. If you had that quality of being colorful when you're posting more often, what do you notice? Think about that. Tap on the back of your hand. Yeah, it's like it's something you admire. You're noticing a little bit, and I don't know. Is it like you want it? You want it more. You want to be that more. Okay, what are you thinking now? What are you going through?
I'm thinking about nature, bare feet, sun.
What's okay? And why are you not there more often? Oh,
I'll be back.
Okay. All right, Nick, no problem.
Why am I not there more often?
Head squeeze on exhale 9 times as you focus on being in nature, walking around barefoot, and so forth. The mind, I love this analogy. The mind works like lunch tray feeders. So you did it already? 9 times on exhale?
Yes, 9 squeezes.
Oh, you did. Okay, you did quick. Yeah, the mind works like spring-feeded lunch tray feeders. Did I say that right? You know, I don't know about nowadays, but you know, back in the day, either plates or the trays, you take one out, the next one gets pushed up. You take the other out, the next one gets pushed up, and so forth. And so, if you have a dirty plate or a dirty tray, you can't just put it back down. You have to take that one out, put it aside, and then you can take the next one out. And things evolve in the mind like that. And so you clear one thing, and then the next thing comes up. You clear another thing, the next thing comes up. You clear another thing, the next thing comes up. And while there may be a lot of positive things that can come up, it's usually something else that you're holding on to. And sometimes it can be a little deceiving because it seems, I'm thinking about walking around in nature right now. But it's likely that it's connected to some other block, right? Which means that walking around in nature may mean something that doesn't feel good, as example, right? And you may not even be aware of it. That's the tricky thing. A lot of this is so unconscious. And that's why the ability to do the testing, like what I'm doing right now, I can tune into your energy. I can tell, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is strong, this is weak, we need to do this. That's why that's so valuable, because then you can start to navigate with yourself or someone else at an unconscious level that it's just, it's really hard to do otherwise, you know, which is why we do this, so we can share these things with you guys. Okay. So how you doing?
Yeah, I feel like I have like more doors open, and now I have like more stuff to work on.
I noticed your mood is a little shifted, and you're almost like there's more things that you're now aware of. you know?
Yes.
And so, hey, you know, clearing is not for the faint of heart, because you're going to have to confront a lot of things a lot of times, you know, and that's just the name of the game. But on the other side of it, there's so much freedom emotionally that you get, and so much power and accomplishment evolving. And this is stuff we carry around from lifetime to lifetime. And putting in the time to do these clearings, probably one of the most time-worthy things we can do, because your life, our lives will not be the same as they play out. Why? Because if your vibration is different, you're going to attract different situations, right? Well, if you're a different vibration and you're born again, you're going to attract different parents. You're going to attract a different family. You're going to, and so on. And so, whether you believe in past lives or future lives or not, you know, you think this is it, you know, we respect that, but we know that this is very possible and very probable. So yeah, I mean, the key is to keep going, is to not stop. And so, do you know the basic procedure of clearing with the tapping on the meridian points?
What is that one? What is the basic procedure?
It's basically, anytime you feel bad, you just tap on. Let me see if I have the chart here. You just that's the wrong one. You tap on all your points.
Okay.
If you can see that on the screen here.
Yes.
You have all your points, and there's a top of the head point. I don't know if that's cut off or that wasn't included, but does it matter which order? It does if you're me, you know, or if you're doing this at a higher level. But if you don't know, you just tap them all. You just start at the top. You just notice how you feel, and you just go down over and over and over again.
Okay.
And initially, when I started doing this, I was doing this like 10, 20, 30 times a day. Every time I noticed myself not feeling good. And this will help release a good amount of energy and allow you to take more control. Tap on each point about 8 to 10 times. Very simple. So without going through master classes with me and learning this whole crazy thing, this is where you start. And this is actually really crucial, because once you get this, then you can move to the next level, because you have this memorized. And it's really, really important that this is memorized.
Michael, would you be willing to just take us through all the points just for everyone at home so that they can see you in action?
Yeah.
You know, where would you start and how would that go for the tapping on yourself?
Yeah, I'm looking at this chart, and this is an older chart where I'm missing 2 points on here, but yeah, so this allows you to clear all of your main meridian lines. And so if you can clear all of them, then you have a good handle on a lot of your energy system, right? And so you have beginning of the eyebrow. It was funny, we were doing a class, and I was using the voltmeter to measure my meridians, because you can use a voltmeter and find the voltage of where these things are. And I measured it before, and it read like, I don't know, 0.20 milliwatts. And then I tested it later on in the class when I had to go to the bathroom really badly. And I put it to my eyebrow, which this is the bladder meridian, by the way. And so I measured it, and it was like 50 millivolts. I was like, wow, that's a super high reading. And I realized after I got off the call, I was like, yeah, because I had to go to the bathroom really badly. And so when you're in reversal, it's like trying to swim upstream. It's like the energy is flowing in the opposite direction, and if you go to tap on it, it's not going anywhere. That's the tricky thing with reversals, which is why we do all those corrections. Anyhow, there's some extra information. So inside eyebrows, right at the beginning of the eyebrow, side of the eyes, right at the eye, on the bone, under the eye, top of the cheekbone, under the nose, below the mouth, in that little divot in between the mouth and the chin, not actually on the chin. The collarbone point, which is just below your collarbone, about an inch out from the center. That meridian runs down the front of the body. I see a lot of people tap in here when it's the collarbone. No, it's in here. You have under the arms, like the chicken dance. A lot of people, it's sore right there. There's one that's not on here, but there's a rib point for the liver, which is, if you got your nipples, it goes directly down to the next open rib. And if you have large body parts right there, you can go on the side base of the ribs in between. And you get the hand. All of them are on the same side, on the side of your thumb. So you get the thumb right next to the fingernail, right in the little corner. Index finger, middle finger, pinky finger. Why do we skip the ring finger? Because you have this point on the back of the hand, which is where that would be. And we tap here because it's a lot easier when we do the exercise like this and other things. And then you have all your fingers, and you tap them on the top of your head. And then side of the hand. Usually we start with that. Correct the reversal. Then go for it.
Michael, what is the standard process if someone feels like they're in a reversal, they're doing those run-on sentences, or they're saying the opposite thing, and you just know something's off, right? You just know something's not working right. What is the standard process? How do you correct those reversals pretty fast?
What I've noticed to work the most often and the easiest is you go side of hand. You're focusing on how you're feeling. You do the sore spot. You acknowledge all the feelings you have one at a time. Even though I feel anxious right now, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel a little angry too, I feel like I love and accept myself, right? Just like everyone here did perfectly and beautifully. Acknowledge how you feel and then go back to the side of the hand one more time. Then tap all the points, right? And it's literally this fast. As your focus, right? Keep the focus on what you're working on. And then keep going over and over again until you start to notice the difference. There's not one way to clear a block. You can use a few different ways. It's interesting, with different practitioners working with the same client or person. Every practitioner can give a different type of sequence and treatment and still get them at the end phenomenon, which is interesting. So even though we didn't go over and keep tapping on all the points over and over again, it's okay. Because it can still give you relief. I'm looking to see why my PowerPoint's not there, but interesting.
Things always play with us when we're presenting. It's a dance of what happened. It's like all that energy affects the technology. It's funny.
So yeah, Anthony, how you doing?
I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling very calm, peaceful.
Yeah. So you notice how you're a little bit in your case, as we say, with all the stuff coming on, and then we just have you go through tapping the points a few times. You notice you come back to present time a little bit better. You feel a little more clear, right? And it's a huge help. So I'm glad you got to experience that because it works and it's very helpful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. I'm glad you got to join in with us. Yeah. So I'm trying to put this thing on the screen so I can show the date at the end, but it was there the whole time. So tomorrow night we're going to be doing a class. We encourage you to join in. If you would like a link, we got to create the webpage. Put a comment below this video and we'll follow up with a link. You can sign up, and tomorrow 6 p.m. Pacific Standard about the time we started this, we're going to do a live money clearing class for everybody. And these calls are freaking amazing. You don't want to miss it. You definitely want to be there. And you'll never know what would change forever if you weren't there with us. Yeah. Lotus, anything else you want to share before we wish everyone a great night?
Yeah, just that this is such a amplified time with the full moon. It's such an incredibly powerful opportunity to come together with a shared focus with so many planets in Taurus, the sun conjuncting the billionaire planet and the millionaire planet in Taurus, which is the sign that is ruled by the billionaire planet. So Venus, the billionaire planet, rules Taurus. And so she's in her natural landscape, which is material wealth and abundance and prosperity and the good things of life. And with the moon in Scorpio tomorrow, the 23rd, exactly in polarity to it, it's revealing, it's bringing to the surface all those blocks like you were talking about worthiness, about self-worth, about feeling good about your ability, feeling certain about your ability to create and manifest true wealth and abundance in your life. And so, Michael, thank you for agreeing to do this with us. This work is so powerful. I have watched it change lives in huge ways. And in fact, Kira, who is here with us tonight, she messaged me after tonight's call, and she got a message with someone who wants to book with her and sign up with her, and a client, right? And I'm just like, whoa!
There it is. So we're already.
Her.
Yeah. How many hours later? So 2 hours. One
2
hour later, after she did her clearing, she's now got someone wants to do a call, or she got an opportunity. Guys, you don't want to miss this. This is real. Now, not everyone gets an instant manifestation. I just want to, be really clear with that. Like, I know Kira, and she's in the Global Information Network, and she's studying very hard on her manifestation skills. And so, she's definitely not the normal person. And I know Nick is in that realm as well, which he had an amazing win, a while back as well. And so, you may get an instant manifestation, or you may just be on your start of clearing all the gunk that you need to work with and become aware of before you get your manifestation first. So either way, this really will start to change everything.
It will. I remember the last time you led a money manifestation call, Michael, and I literally brought in like an extra $500 that week. And I was like, where did this come from?
Oh, there it is.
And I knew that it was because the energy got cleared so the money could flow in, right? So if we make that room, which is what the energy clearing does, the universe wants to fill it with prosperity and abundance. It really does. So just align.
It'll be filled with whatever is in your head, whatever is in your field.
Choose positive, beautiful, magnificent things to fill it with. And hopefully we can help you with that tomorrow.
So bring your money blocks with you. Don't leave them behind.
But they may well be gone at the end of the night. So just be prepared, or at least some of them.
Yeah. Cool. Well, much love, everyone. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Could I take a picture?
Oh, please do. Yeah, please take a picture. Share with your friends.
And I'll post it on my story if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll make sure to smile good, looking at the camera. Right on. Thank you. Take care, guys. Great night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Make some money.
Yeah.